Welcome to the latest Craft Stash Paper Crafting Basics guide. Our Craft Stash guides are designed to show you common techniques alongside tips and tricks within the world of paper crafting. In this video we're going to be looking at repeat stamping. Now I'm going to be using some of the Lisa Horton texture clear stamps, and I want to show you just some of the effects that you can get with repeat stamping. This is one of the stamps that is in the set, and you can see it creates a gorgeous background. This is also using two of the stamps that's in the set. So we've got a crackle effect and a harlequin effect, and then we've also got, once you get going with it, I've used the tropical blooms from Craft Stash, and I've just created a floral background, again using a repeat stamping method. And then this one, again, I've used one of the Lisa Horton stamps from the textures, and it's a repeat stamping, and then I've repeat stamped it with different colours to give it the effect of movement, really, using some of the distress inks, and then I've just inked the edges. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to make this background, and I'm going to show you how easy it is and how quick. So the first thing that you're going to want is your card to be able to do it on. This is just a piece of normal white card, and I'm using a stamp mat underneath, just because it gives, I think, a nice clearer image rather than stamping on something that's really hard. So I'm also going to put a little bit of scrap paper underneath it, because I'm going to be stamping over the edges and I don't want it to go onto my mat. I'm going to need my acrylic block, and then I'm going to need my stamp. So this is the textures set, and it's this stamp we're going to need. So I'm just peeling it away from the acrylic. That's a carrier sheet, and it also has the patterns of the stamp on. So don't throw that away, because you will need to keep your stamps on it, and it's always great for reference. So I've just placed my stamp onto my acrylic block. I'm using a Stays On ink in Midnight Blue, because I want you to be able to see how it looks on the card. So light gentle tapping onto the stamp, and that's my piece of card. I'm going to start in this corner, and I'm just literally going to stamp slightly over the edge, and then I'm going to repeat the process all the way along. Now, if you find that your stamp image is not as clear as the previous one, or it's maybe a bit darker or a bit lighter, this stamp is very forgiving. It wouldn't matter. And because the clear stamp should be able to go over them again, because you can see exactly where you've missed. I personally, because this is a texture stamp, I don't mind the difference in how it looks, because you can sort of merge it in with whatever else you're doing. So we're just going to keep repeating the process and matching the edges up so that you can see exactly where you're stamping. I've overlapped it slightly so that you get a full pattern, and then the next one I'm going to do a little bit fainter so that it can merge in like that, because it's all about getting the ink and the texture onto the card. Now this, I think, for repeat stamping is a really good stamp to start with, because even if you make a mistake, you can't really tell. You can't pick it up and you can't see where there's a distinct match, or maybe you've gone off the edge too much on one stamp, or maybe you haven't quite stamped it enough. So on this bit that's a little bit faded, we can match up the pattern and stamp again to get it a bit heavier, and now you would never know. And then if you ink the edges and bring it all in together, you've got the perfect background. It's just a gorgeous collection with the textures to make your backgrounds for the repeat stamping. It's a good method of using your stamps. It doesn't have to be a texture, it could be a sentiment, it could be an image, something that you just want to use as a method to repeat stamp. And then you can keep taking it to the next level, adding other things like we've done with the flowers, because this is a good background for so many different things, and it's just a great way of playing with what you've already got to make something a little bit different. So I hope I've helped somehow in showing that you can use your stamps in different ways, and to give you maybe a few ideas of how to make some gorgeous backgrounds for your different projects, whether it be card making or scrapbooking. Please check the Craft Stash website for many more ideas of inspiration, for some more of the basic guides, or check out the finished projects that are on there. And it just remains for me to say thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.